Hey, what's up everyone? This is Snackbox. Hope you all have a great start to the week. Guys, in this video, I want to dive a little bit deeper into the upcoming update, which will be the Faction Wars hard mode, and it's gonna be released in the next couple of days. And I want to talk about how I think this is going to affect us and what it really means for the future of the game and the players. Before we jump into that video, I got some news for my Aptoid users, and we got some bonus perks this month. We already had one on May the 9th, and we are going to have another two for this month, so definitely keep an eye on that. And if you don't know what Aptoid is a third-party platform. It's basically an app store where you can run Raid Shadow Legends on, and the good thing about Aptoid is that if you are a spender and you purchase something through the Aptoid application of Raid Shadow Legends, you will get a bonus percentage back as app coins, and you can reuse that for future purchases and unlock different tiers and get more bonus percentages. Also, you could use my code, which is snack5, for additional 5%. So I personally think it's by far the best platform if you are a spender. If you are not spending, I don't want to encourage you to do so, but if you are already spending, I would definitely advise you to use Aptoid. Also, they have a little raffle going on right now, and I'm going to put all the infos you need in the description below, so feel free to check them out. But now back to the video. So, with the upcoming update of Faction Wars Hard, completing Faction Wars will be much more important. If we take a look at it right now, I mean, it is already important, right? We get a lot of good rewards. We can farm our glyphs, which enhance our gear, our artifacts, and it's very important, right, to get our stats up. Also, on top of that, we get Lydia, which is one of the best free-to-play support champions there is, maybe the best even, and she's just great in all of the content, basically. So it is already very important to complete Faction Wars, but now with Faction Wars Hard, you have to complete the normal Faction Wars before you unlock Faction Wars Hard. So it becomes even more important. And the reason for that is that the glyphs from Faction Wars Hard are even better than the ones from Faction Wars Normal, which is obvious, but it also means that it's going to create a gap between players that can complete Faction Wars Hard or even get to Faction Wars Hard, and those that are not able to complete Faction Wars Hard yet. We already had something similar happen with Blessings and Soul Stones. It created a big gap, and people that had souls definitely have a huge advantage over others that don't. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that the champion will be better geared, but it's definitely a huge bonus. And it's kind of a similar thing here with Faction Wars Hard, because the stats you can get from those new glyphs are actually pretty insane. So depending on the rarity of the glyph, you will become a different amount of the stats with a maximum of 12. And that means even the speed alone will be so impactful that it will become a huge advantage for those that can clear Faction Wars Hard or already cleared Faction Wars Normal and can jump into Hard and farm at least some of the lower stages. Getting 3 stars for all the stages will be also important to get the mythical champion in the end, but I think the most important part is to get those legendary glyphs, especially the speed glyphs, and to speed up your champions. So whoever can farm those stages will have a huge advantage. And I did a video about the max speed that we can get at the moment, which I'm also gonna put in the description below. But with Faction Wars Hard, this will definitely change, and we're gonna get an additional 24 speed on top of that, which is possible, right? First, you gotta get those legendary glyphs, and we don't know the drop rates yet. As far as I know, Every stage is going to cost us 6 keys, so that means we can run 3 stages, and that is really not a lot, right? So it's going to take a while until people start getting those legendary glyphs, and enough of them for all the champions that we have right now and that we're using, but we're going to get there at some point, and the earlier you can start farming this, the sooner you're going to get there. Also, another thing that is going to happen is that we are going to make use of a lot of Vault Guardians, I guess. Kind of similar to what was happening with Cursed City. Cursed City gave a lot of champions a spot where they can be used or where they are useful. Let me just give you an example. Here, Catacomb Counselor with his ally attack is very good for this Cursed City boss, the Fire Knight, because of this ally attack. Yeah, if it wasn't for Cursed City, I would have probably never built this champion. And it's gonna be the same thing for Faction Wars Hard. We are going to have to build champions that we would never use in order to complete some of the conditions that those stages are going to have if we want to freestar them, right? If we want to get that mythical champion in the end. Which is a good and a bad thing. On the one hand, it gives those champions a spot where they can shine, right? Where they are useful and not just sit in the vault and take up space. I think it's going to be a lot of work and resources you have to put in to get there to complete all those conditions. On the other hand, it can be really frustrating for people that don't have a lot of champions, right? And it's going to take a lot of time if you are free to play to get a big pool of champions to be able to complete all these conditions every single faction crypt is going to have. And I'm actually very happy now that I didn't skip a lot of fusions, because now they might become very, very useful. And I kind of had the same thing happening for Cursed City, where I had to use some of the fusions that were just sitting in my vault for years. But with Cursed City, they became very helpful, right? So fusions will also have a higher value in the future, depending on their kit, of course, and if it helps to complete those conditions in Faction Wars Hard. Also, another thing I want to say, we still have one faction that is hidden, so it's going to be one more faction that Plarium is going to release. And to be honest, me personally, I would prefer to complete Faction Wars Hard before they release that new faction, because then you have to get additional 63 stars, you have to freestar additional stages, and it's gonna be a longer grind. So I hope that I can complete this hard mode before they release the new faction. Also, another thing which is very important now, in my opinion, is the area bonus for Faction Wars. Each of these stats will cost you 2,700 arena medals, and it's actually not that expensive, right? The potion keeps and the Faction Wars area bonuses are the cheapest ones, and it costs 21,600 medals to complete the whole set of stats, and I'm definitely gonna do the rest of it too. It's the most important area with Faction Wars Hard, and all your other areas will benefit from you running Faction Wars Hard. And that is why I think the area bonuses should be top priority now. You should definitely start upgrading if you haven't already. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know in the comments below, do you agree with my assumption or do you disagree? Do you think it's going to affect it in another way? I'm very curious what you guys think. And also, if you like the content, please hit the thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. It really helps me. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next one.